everyone. Today we're going to be telling a story, and luckily we have got some puppets to use. Ezra and Levi are going to help manipulate the puppets, and we hope you enjoy our story. Introducing puppet servant number 1.
The lion.
Introducing servant number 2. The elephant. Introducing puppet servant number 3.
The dog. Ruff, ruff. Introducing King Crocodile. Snap, snap.
Introducing the next door neighbor's cat. Meow. If you have puppets at home and want to put on a puppet show, remember when you're using your puppets to look at your puppet. Because if you're manipulating your puppet and you're looking that way, the audience is going to be looking at what you're looking, not putting their attention on your puppet. So remember that. Enjoy. There are 3 things that you can help with at home. When the servant bows before King Crocodile, could you all say, "Yes, Your Majesty"? Let's practice.
Yes,
Your Majesty. And when
the servants went outside to go fetch the banana, there was a bee and he said, "Shoot, bee,
don't bother me, shoot me, don't bother me." So when you see the bee, that's what you can say for us. And at the end, when the king gets the fruit and he does not like the fruit that he got, what does he say?
Get out!
Get out! So if you can practice saying that too for us at home. Once upon a time, there was a King Crocodile.
Snap, snap.
He had an amazing palace with the most amazing fruit and vegetable gardens. Any fruit you could think of, he had. He had peaches, he had pears, he had grapes, he had bananas. And the one morning he woke up. Give us a yawn. And he said, "I feel like eating a banana."
Yummy.
So he called his servant.
Servant number 1, come here.
And
Yes.
the servant bowed and said, "Yes, Your Majesty."
Can you fetch me a banana?
So the servant ran into the garden, and he looked, and while he was in the garden, a bee came along, and he said, "Shoot, bee, don't bother me, shoot, bee, don't bother me." He walked into the garden and he saw the banana, but he realized he couldn't reach it. He jumped and he jumped and he jumped, but he could not reach. So he looked around and he picked a different fruit. What did he choose? Oh, some delicious grapes. And he took them to the king and he said, "There you are, Your Majesty."
There you are, Your Majesty. What's this? Grapes. Get out!
Shoo, 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 shoo. Oh, and the lion ran away. The next servant came along, servant number 2. And the king called,
Servant number 2, come here.
"Yes, Your Majesty."
Can you go fetch me a banana from the garden?
So the servant ran into the garden. While he was running, a little bee came along. Bzzz, and the elephant said, "Shoot, bee, don't bother me. Shoot, bee, don't bother me." Bzzz. He kept on walking through the garden and he saw the banana and he jumped and he jumped and he jumped, but he could not reach. So he picked a different fruit. And he brought it to the king. "Here you go, Your Majesty."
What's this?
"It's a pear, Your Majesty."
Get out!
Shoo, 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 shoo. And the servant ran away. The king called servant number 3.
Servant number 3, come here. Yes, Your Majesty. Go and fetch me the banana banana in the garden.
So the servant ran into the garden. While he was running, a bee came along. Bzzz. Shoot, bee, don't bother me. Shoot, bee, don't bother me. Bzzz. And he ran to the banana tree, and he jumped, and he jumped, and he jumped, but he could not reach. So he looked around, and he found a different fruit. Oh, a lovely, delicious watermelon. And he took it to the king.
What's this? A watermelon. Get out!
And he ran away. The king was very, very, very cross. King Crocodile went into the garden and he tried to reach the banana himself, but he could not reach. So he heard a little kitty cat who happened to be sitting on the fence. And the kitty cat said, "Your Majesty Crocodile," say that,
Your Majesty Crocodile,
"I can get the banana."
I can get the banana.
King said, "How could you do that?"
How could you do that?
And the kitty cat said,
Meow.
"I can climb
Climb
trees." So the kitty cat walked over to the tree and he climbed the banana tree and he picked the banana and he climbed all the way down and he gave it to the king. He said, "There you go, Your Majesty."
There you go, Your Majesty. Me love you.
And the king said, "Me love you."
Me love you.
He was so excited because now he had all the fruit he needed to make smoothies. And he said, "Kitty cat,
Kitty cat,
come and make smoothies with me.
come and make smoothies with me.
And we shall have a smoothie party."
And we shall have a smoothie party. Okay.
They were so excited. They made the most delicious smoothie. And then they had a disco dance. And they called the servants who joined in. And they had a disco party. Boogie, 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 smoothies are so tasty. Mwah, 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 mwah. Smoothies are so tasty. Yeah. We hope you had fun listening to our story. And if you've got fruit at home, you can make your very own smoothie. My favorite one to make, I use frozen bananas. I freeze them without the skin on. And then I add to that, actually the one we've been making lots at home is a chocolate one. What do we add? Milk,
Cocoa,
cocoa,
honey,
and
banana.
frozen bananas.
And also peanut butter.
Oh, and a big spoonful of peanut butter. It's delicious.
Peanut butter.
We hope you enjoyed our story. And everybody, don't forget to
Subscribe!